Hey, what's up, YouTubers? TipiSmoke here, ready to walk you through my story points for Flash Episode 15, King Shark. And if you haven't watched that episode yet, I'm warning you right now because my video is going to be tons of spoilers. So if you want to pause my video, go watch the King Shark video, then come back to my video. I know it's a lot of steps, but I just wanted to warn you guys that I'm going to have a ton of spoilers. So that was your warning. Now let's get to it. So here are my favorite story points from the episode, starting with number one. And this one really isn't a favorite, but it's kind of setting the tone for the entire episode that no one is going back to Earth 2. And because of that result, everyone is bummed out. Like, Barry's bummed, Caitlin's bummed, Cisco's bummed. Like, everyone is just so emo right now because of the situation that happened with Jay Garrett and their inability to go back to Earth 2. Wells is in like serious Batman voice. Whenever that guy gets serious, he gets a Batman voice. So he's telling everybody that was involved with that whole scenario, don't tell anyone else about their doppelgangers from Earth 2 because it's just going to be bad news for everybody. But usually when people say don't do stuff, it happens. So eventually Barry tells Joe and Iris about their Earth 2 doppelgangers and how Joe was a lounge singer, but he died, and Iris was a cop and married to Earth 2 Barry. And maybe this will spark a love interest between Iris and Flash or Barry. Maybe not. You never know. Eventually Cisco, he screws up and tells Caitlin about her doppelganger, Killer Frost, and how he doesn't want her to become evil. And Caitlin's like, yeah, you already tested me and all that stuff. There's no way I could become a metahuman. But you never know. The one thing I did notice is Cisco didn't mention Vibe or how Ronnie was evil either to Caitlin. So there's a little mystery that he left. He did leave out a point. So that was kind of cool-ish. It wasn't like amazing, but whatever. On to number two. King Shark is back, and we come across King Shark captured by Argus in a giant swimming pool. Well, I guess it's a swimming pool or an aquarium. And the way he breaks out is by playing dead, which is like the classic villain thing to do. And they let him out because he's obviously the heroes that are working at Argus are dumb and haven't watched a lot of movies. Um, by the way, he looks amazing when we first see him. It's like, oh man, shark. He's like a jacked up shark, which is great. The whole episode has tons of Sharknado references and references to Jaws, lots of puns. Um, Throughout the episode, for King Shark, we find out that his main objective is only to kill the Flash, which was what he was when he was revealed before. We also find out that Argus kidnapped him after thingy Wells shot him, which is weird, but whatever. We also learn how science works for King Shark being able to track the Flash, and we also know that Joe West's house insurance doesn't cover Sharknado attacks. So, because when King Shark showed up at the West residence, he ripped the roof right off, and it was amazing. So maybe King Shark should get into renovations after Lila cures him, which I'll get to that later. So number three is Barry versus Wally, and there was just so much salt. I wasn't really feeling it though. I thought Wally was just too salty towards Barry, and like Barry was pretty down in the dumps for this like entire episode just because of all the drama that happened on Earth 2, and Wally really wasn't receptive of it. And then Wally was kind of just like there to just keep putting him down and trying to take the steam out of Barry, so to speak. And like he was declaring himself the stack attack champion, and he when King Shark came to do renos on the West House, he was like calling him out and calling him a coward and stuff like that, and like it was just kind of unwanted. He wasn't even cool with Barry's help with over the car specs and stuff like that. So Wally was just super salty, and it was kind of unneeded. I'm not a big fan of like unneeded drama for some. It's just not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. Um, but anyways, Joe West had a little heart to heart with Wally over a nice cup of coffee. Things might be better now. I am going to predict that Wally will be the one who helps create the cosmic treadmill. That's just what I'm thinking. And then maybe that'll get him get Flash fast enough to go back to Earth 2 or something. I don't know. Just some ideas I'm throwing around. On to number 4. We have Diggle as the mentor. I am a Diggle fan, and Diggle made me laugh a couple times in this episode because all the times, like when something meta happens, and his reactions are just great. His reaction to King Shark breaking out, and he's like, "What? Argus has an aquarium?" And like whenever the Flash runs away from him, he's just like, he's always freaked out about it. And even eventually, Lila's like, "Yeah, it's creepy that he can go so fast." Diggle gives out some good advice as always. Don't become the Arrow. It'll just slow you down. Like classic stuff like that. He was also updating Barry on all the happenings in Star City, and hopefully Diggs gets a new helmet from Cisco because they had a little confrontation between the two. And Diggs is like, "Yeah, the helmet is all right," and Cisco's like, "I'll make you something better." So hopefully he gets a brand new helmet in the Arrow series because I dislike Diggle's helmet so much. It's just like it's so awful looking. It doesn't even look like it suits his head or his body. Like I don't know, it just doesn't look right. On to number 5. We have the final fight, which was pretty dope. I really enjoyed the chase scene prior to the climactic battle. So the CGI between King Shark and the Flash running across water, and they had a really dope slow-mo scene of King Shark jumping out of the water, and they did this nice pan around it. And I just wanted to do a nice shout-out to the CGI Flash team. Man, those guys brought it on this episode. So the climactic ending to that fight was just pretty much Barry running around in a circle, creating a whirlpool full of electricity, and then he nails the King Shark with his ball of lightning. And you're pretty much game over, rest in peace King Shark. But actually Argus fishes him out of the water, and they're going to take him to a new facility and try and cure him. At least that's what Lila said. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll come back in a future episode, we don't know. And finally, number 6, the big reveal, which is pretty much we have a Jay Garrett is Solomon, Jay Garrett is Jay Garrett, there's a Jay Garrett is the man in the iron mask, and there's Jay Garrett is Zoom, which was amazing. That was a good reveal. I did not expect it to be Garrett as Zoom. I was kind of thinking it would be the Earth 2 Eddie Thawne because we haven't seen him around, but I was totally wrong. So, and I know a couple of my friends were correct. They said it is going to be Garrett, and they're correct. So kudos to those guys. So now I'm wondering what they're going to do with all these Garretts, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And I'm going to leave this to you guys. So what do you guys think will happen in the show with all these Garretts running around now? If you want, just leave your answer in the comment section below, and I'll respond back too. I love interacting with everybody. So what's next for me in the channel? I'm going to be doing some more story point videos. I'm going to hit up the Arrow next because we have Vixen appearing in that episode, and that should be pretty dope. Then I'm going to do a video for iZombie because I love that show, and I definitely will do a Legends of Tomorrow video later in the week. So if you guys are digging what I'm doing and just want to show me some support and follow my channel, just click the subscribe, and you guys will be up to date with all the newest content that I'm producing. And that's it, really. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the shows. Peace.